We share. Oh, take a ride with me.
When I was 6 years old, my grandfather died and my grandmother came to stay with us for a while. During the period of her stay, she pampered my siblings while she treated me like an outsider. I remember one time when I was fighting with my youngest sibling because she ate my food. Granny came and separated us, but I realized that she concentrated her beating on me rather than both of us. Eventually, I let go of my sister, but what got me thinking was when Grammy looked at me with so much contempt and told me that I should be happy that my sister ate my food. In her words, dogs should not complain when children of the house eat from their plate. I did not understand that statement until later in life. After Grandma's visit, my loving and caring father changed towards my mother and I. He started treating Mother like she was nothing to him. This treatment went on until the fateful day when my mother and I were thrown out of the house. We suffered a great deal. Mother kept trying to see my other siblings, but Father refused to let us see them. On one occasion, my elder sister told Mother that they do not want to have anything to do with an adulterous woman like her. That statement broke Mother down emotionally. She lost her will to live. Her demeanor towards me changed. There were days she stabbed me. She was always sending me out of the house for little offenses. With time, Mother stopped me from going to school. She would chase me out in the morning and lock the door before going to work, and would only let me in at night when she got home. Sometimes, she never came home and I was forced to sleep at the veranda. My life was miserable and filled with sadness. Each time I went to see my siblings, they chased me out and called me a bastard daughter of a prostitute. My father beat me up one time and threatened to kill me if I ever show my face in his house again. Mother will always call me her worst nightmare and the source of her pain. I never understood why everybody hated me so much. I mean, I wasn't even up to 10 years old, yet I was suffering all this pain. I woke up one day on the side of the road with no sign of my mother. I ran back to the compound, but it was locked. At first, I thought she had chased me out as usual. However, she did not come back that day, so I slept on the streets that night, hungry, naked, alone and cold. The next day, I went to look for my siblings. Fortunately, it was a Sunday, so they were at home. I begged them for food and clothes, but they would not listen to me. When our neighbors gathered to ask them why they were treating me like that, they told them that I am not their sister and that my father is a useless man who shamelessly sleeps with married women. Ashamed or not, I went away in tears, left with nowhere to go. I resorted to begging for food or clothes to cover my nakedness. Some gave me food, some chased me away. Well, I ended up with some kids who came to the streets with their caregivers from orphanage to beg for alms. The woman who brought the orphans took pity on me and asked me to join them. When we got to the orphanage, they took care of me, listened to my story, and allowed me to stay with them. Life at the orphanage was not easy. We had little to eat, but I had clothes on my back, a roof over my head, and they taught us too. I stayed there for the next 6 years. At 17, one of the women came to me and told me that the orphanage was overcrowded and that I needed to move out to make room for other children. Fortunately, I had started learning how to sew from a woman beside the orphanage. I used to clean her shop, hem clothes, loosen zips, and run odd errands for her. So when they told me to leave, since no one came to adopt me, I begged her to teach me how to sew, and I will serve her for 10 years. She agreed. Again, I told her I had no place to stay. She said I could sleep in her shop. That started another phase of my life. She kept asking me questions about my life, but I told her that I cannot remember, since I didn't want to relive those experiences again. I shall not call her wicked for the things I endured at her hands, when nothing compared to the things I endured at the hands of my family, whom I never saw or heard from again. I bore my pains and endured hardship with no hope of ever leaving my madam, who did not want me to leave because I had become very good at sewing. To brag a little, I think I was better than her. This was because even though she refused to teach me how to sew some styles and was always sending me on errands when she wanted to cut those intricate styles, since I slept in her shop, I will always wake up at night to look at those styles, try to cut them with tiny pieces of materials and sew them with needles in the night. She always wondered how I was able to make those styles. That was my life until my madam died. Her children wanted to close the shop and send me away, but I promised to be paying them every month for using the shop and their mother's things. They agreed to this and I started sewing. Some of madam's customers refused to patronize me. Some even accused me of killing my madam just to take her shop. They spread these rumors until madam's children came to see me, beat me up and sent me away for killing their mother with diabolic means. Again, I was homeless. Well, I guess I am destined to live, suffer and die. But don't conclude yet. There's more to my story that I need to unveil. I will stop here to continue in the next episode. Thank you for your time.